Alright everybody, so right here we have a 2007 Rm85 two-stroke, and yesterday I just had the clutch go out on me, which I believe is the clutch. It sounded exactly like it. So I am going to be tearing this clutch cover apart. I've already disconnected the clutch cable the easy way. So we'll see how this goes. First things first, you want to do, this is not a good reason, but might as well do it while you're at it, is change oil. You kind of have to, so you got to drain the oil. I've already loosened that, so you got to get up in here and maybe. They always make these bolts so long. Alright, so now that you're draining this, you can go ahead and wipe off all your materials with a rag. It's always good to wipe everything down. Your hands, everything. Do a new rag. By the way, I recommend this right here. These are the bomb right there, okay? They're not expensive, and they hold a lot. Look at that. That looks like a brand new bolt. Okay. So now that we're waiting for that to drain, you should always remove the drain, or the oil, where you put the oil in. Why, you ask? Well, because you're gonna think it's kind of like a gas can. No airflow to drain to dump the gas out. It doesn't drain as well. It doesn't come out as well. Well, you open that up, and there's two holes now in the engine for that to drain, so the air's coming in that way, and it's pushing that out at the bottom. So it looks like it's almost done draining now. Where's okay, here. Should always keep track of your bolts and stuff. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a little ratchet, an 8mm socket, and an extension because of these back here. I'm pretty sure it's 8. Yep, it's 8mm. Okay. So. Let's see how this goes. Actually, pretty sure this is the radiator hose. Let me check real fast. Yep, definitely the radiator hose. Okay. So before I do anything whatsoever, I want to actually move my toolbox because I'm gonna actually just drain this radiator hose, drain the radiator fluid, because whenever I do something, tear the engine apart or something like that, I like to change all the fluid. It's a heck of a lot easier just changing the fluids. Okay. So let's see what size that is. That is way too big. What is that? Oh, that's an 11 inch. still way too big. Holy cow. Okay. Oh, that'll work it there. Maybe. Yeah. Alright. And this part is the sketchy part because this is gonna get everywhere. Alright. Here's nothing. I just have to hold this here. What did I tell you? Okay, hold on. It's always good to have a partner while doing this, somebody to help, because you don't want to dump your oil and you don't want to get sprayed everywhere with this radiator fluid. It's not going to kill you, but it's just a pain. There it goes. Okay. You guys can't really see that well, but this is draining out of both places, the hose itself and the engine. There you go. So I unhooked the hose from this, which is connected to the case, and then this hose right here is connected to the radiator. So now I'm just waiting. See if I can't set this down now. Oh no. Okay. I'll keep holding it. Should be almost done. I need to get my towel, because I typically lay the towel down, because I always put cardboard down, but cardboard with this stuff gets soaked. With oil it's not so bad, but with radiator fluid, coolant, it always gets soaked. So I think I'm gonna go get my towel. But I gotta wait for this thing to drain. Alright, I'm gonna go get my towel. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, now that I got my towel set down right here, I am going to continue, and I'm going to take this off now. No, actually, making this harder for myself. It'll drain better and completely, but I might as well just take these off. They make these in some of the hardest spots too, I'm telling you. Alright. I honestly recommend gloves while you're doing this, but I don't know where my gloves are. So I think after I take these off, I'm going to go find my gloves. Oh, look at that. their own tools all the time. So I have to buy so many of them. I don't know why they make these things so long. And also a recommendation that I think you guys should really do is the first bolt and the second bolt that I took out, just check to see if they're the same, because if they are, okay, it doesn't matter what hole they go in. But if they're not, if one's like that, then don't put them back in the same hole, mark, or leave it in the case when you go to take it out. Just set it back in there and then it'll stay, because I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but see how this goes all the way back here? That's all a bolt hole, where these back here, it falls off into a cliff. Like it's not endless like these are. So these might be longer than the other ones, and I'll show you guys that here in a little bit, if I'm right, or they just have an extremely long bolt hole for nothing. Which could be. Alright. Yep, so the conclusion is they just have an extremely long bolt hole for nothing. So, which I'm kind of not surprised, but most, like my Raptor 660, it's 2004, all the bolts are not the same size. But I just like to check every single one of them just to make sure that they're all the right size, because if they are, great, it's better on you. But if not, then you just have to take precautions, because you do not want to crack the case by torquing the bolt down in the wrong hole and it goes in too far. Ooh, still got some more fluid in there, look at that. So far they've all been the same size, so I'm gonna guess that they're all the same size. Look at that. These ones are always a pain to get out. A lot of times you gotta press that down. Like I said, once again, it's two people. It's always better with two people. I'll just get this. Maybe. There we go. I like having big hands, but I wish I had smaller hands when I had to get into tiny places like that. This one I won't be able to get my hand into. And I need... oh yeah, I forgot to throw it. Hold on, yeah. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll have the case off. Alright, so I got my gloves and I got this fancy tool. It holds all your bolts and nuts and it's magnetized. So, other than that, I ran into two problems. Well, one's a problem that a rookie made, which I completely forgot about. And the second one, I took out this bolt and look. Do you see anything? It looks different from different bolts, doesn't it? Well, like I was saying before, you gotta watch it because they're not all the same size. Look at that. Look at that difference right there. They're not the same size. So you gotta I keep this one in the hole. It's not sealed or anything. But the second problem is, guess what? I forgot to take the kickstart off. So, I gotta get in there. It looks like a 10 millimeter. Yep, 10 millimeter, okay. Now I'm trying to get this stupid thing in there. It'll be a different story. There we go. Okay. What the heck? Huh. It switched on me, I don't know why. There we go. Now it should be able to come straight up. Sometimes you get a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and just come in here and spread it all apart. It'll come out a little bit easier. I guarantee this is the first time this thing's ever come off from the guy that I got it from, because that guy was dumb. He didn't even know what he had. Alright, maybe if I think I'm gonna take this off because it just does not seem to like it coming out. Who would have known? It's the biggest pain in the butt thing ever. Man. Alright, there we go. Alright. Release the tension off of it. No, that's dirty too. Ooh. There we go. Always put it back, because you don't ever want to get bolts mixed up. Alright, well, here goes nothing. Now remember how it was starting to drain from here, the antifreeze, the coolant, whatever you want to call it? Well, open up the case and it started draining, so you gotta watch that too. Grab this extra long bolt just so it doesn't fall out and keep it somewhere away from the others. You gotta remember where it came from too. So I think while I'm here I'm gonna have to disconnect this brake spring. So I'm gonna need to get some pliers for that. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I got this spring disconnected. You guys probably can't see it. That would be better. I got this spring over here disconnected from this, but there's a big old Allen bolt right here that you got come out here and try and get loose. Hear that? That's how tight that puppy was. Alright, so after you do that, you gotta come back here, and there's gonna be a good old tin that you're gonna have to take out, which is not gonna be fun since it's all the way back here. Wow. maybe, let me just try and get this off without it because that one is stuck on there. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. And if I'm correct, hit the brake. And there you guys go. And that right there, my friends, is the clutch and your transmission. This thing is still just leaking away. But if I do say so myself, this is pretty clean. So I'm gonna set this off somewhere else. And next thing's next is these bolts right there. But right now it is in neutral. And I am just curious. Alright, well, what am I waiting for? Let's get to it. Let's see here. And I will say, everything on this bike seems to be 8mm. Just to let you know. 8 to 10. Every single one of them. So, there's that long door right there. And the long one was right here. So you always gotta remember which one the long one was. If you don't, won't be good. Alright. You should always put your stuff in the gear too. But hear that? That's first gear, guys. That is first gear. It does not sound good at all, does it? And these are your springs. Right there. This is your spring. That goes in right here. It just compresses everything and expands and pretty much blows up. No, I'm just joking. And I will say this has a funny smell to it. So I won't be surprised if something's seized up in here. Nope. I just hate it when you flip the switch on the ratchet. We go into town and the next thing you know it's going the wrong way. See? And there's the second one. And I'll be back with you guys once I have this off. Alright, so I have all these off and you just grab it right there and you pull it straight off. And it looks like everything is fine in here, but oh yeah. Look at that. There's just nothing to it. Absolutely nothing. And these, my friend. Wow. Okay. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, this is crazy. Alright, so I'm gonna set this over here with the case. And so then, what you should do every single time you replace these, oil it. Put it in, just like so. Okay. Oil both sides. Just dip your finger in some old oil, whatever. Just oil it. Put it in. If you can. These things are always a pain in the ass to get into. Hold on. In there. Then oil it and put it back in. But I want to see how these look. So pretty much now all I have to do is just wait until my others come in. So here's the clutch. This is what the clutch looks like. Now you guys know what you're doing with taking apart the clutch, and I will get back with you guys when I get my new clutch in. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.